Well, some new details for you right here at 5 o'clock. Your electricity bill could soon go up. Now, Duke Energy asking South Carolina's Public Service Commission to raise rates.
Yeah, tonight Fox Carolina's Kari Beal is in studio explaining how much of an increase you could see. Hey, Kari.
Hey, Tori and Dana. Duke Energy is asking for a rate change that would increase the average home monthly bill by 7%. They say this price hike is needed because their costs have increased. Duke says the rate hike for commercial customers would increase to about 5.6%, and for industrial it would increase to about 6.2%. Duke is presenting the proposed increases during its annual review of the base rates meeting today. Discussions are expected to continue through Wednesday. Duke claims fuel costs have nearly doubled over the past 2 years. They say their estimated shortfall is $265 million, which the customer will have to cover.
Recently, prices for certain components of nuclear fuel in the market have increased for a variety of reasons, including production cutbacks and the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Also spoke about equipment failures and outages that left many people in the dark last year. And the Public Service Commission is not only reviewing this, but also looking at outages that occurred last year as well. And they will have to approve any rate increases before it goes into effect. We'll keep you updated on what they decide.
All right. We'll be watching that, Kari. Thank you.